Hey, what's up, everybody? Coach Kyle here, and quick little recap of an experience I had, and it was I did my first immersion tank this week, and it was at Deep Float here in Rapid City, South Dakota, and this was actually it wasn't a tank; it was more like a tub, like a hot tub, versus a capsule. So I've never done a capsule before. This is my first time in such an experience at all. But from what I learned from the owner, I think I would I think I'm glad I did a a tub. And if you have the option, I think I would recommend doing a tub over a capsule, because a tub you have all this almost all the space in the world to splay out. So if you don't know what a immersion tank is, it is where you're you're naked in a completely soundproof, completely black room, and you're floating in a saltwater mixture. So you sit right on top of the water, and I had earplugs in, so I couldn't even feel. I could barely. I couldn't even tell where the water was on my around me. So it's a pretty cool experience, and um, you have no real uh, sense of time. Um, you can't tell if you're. I mean, it's just as dark with your eyes closed as open, and I was in there for 90 minutes, which would feel like a long time. Like I was in there, like actually in there for 90 minutes, but I told the guy when I got out that if he would have, you know, turned the music on and turned the lights on a little bit, 20 minutes earlier or 20 minutes later, I would have had no clue. Like that's how much like time distortion there is in there. Um, it was a pretty cool experience. Um, like when I got out, I felt like there was there's that scene in the Iron Man movie where Iron Man meets Captain or meets Thor for the first time, and they're fighting, and Thor, shoots Iron Man with a bolt of lightning, and Iron Man is like, "Doo doo doo, you are now at 400% energy capacity," and Tony Stark's like, "Oh, how about that?" That's how I felt after after getting out of the tank. I felt like I was at like 400% energy capacity. I was just like blah 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 do 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 do. I was it was such a cool experience. Like even now thinking about it, one thing I realized during the float is that I would find myself just like randomly smiling out of almost like a joy or a pleasure, because it was just such a neat experience. Like I'd just be laying there kind of meditating, and I would just smile. And um, there's just a lot of like experiences that I had in there that I've never had anywhere else, because it's such a unique environment. But um, when early on in the float, I was laying there and I was kind of splayed out, and the tub is wide enough where I can kind of I can lay like this, and not touch the sides. So literally the only thing that I have is a little bit of water along my body, but I have earplugs in, so I can barely hear it and I can barely feel it either. But um, I felt like I was like like swirling down through a like in space. I don't know. It was weird. I felt like I was moving sideways, but obviously I wasn't. But I kind of had that sense that I was falling, twirling almost down through like a black hole. I don't know, but it was kind of like that sense of motion. But obviously there was no motion. But that went away after some time, and there's just a lot of really interesting experiences. I never really felt bored. There were only two times when I thought about time, but and usually they were like not they weren't like oh come on time to get out. It was more like wow, I have no idea how long I've been in here, and I have no clue how long I still have to go, like no clue at all. um, but once in a while, I would kind of, so I was laying. Actually, I felt actually like laying like this was the most comfortable, and sometimes, like, let's say my hand would touch the side of the tub, but you touch it, or like right here, and you just kind of you just kind of touch it quickly, and then you just move away. And sometimes I would nick the side of the tub, and I would go to feel for it again, and it would be gone, because that's how quickly you kind of touch it, and you're like, "Oop," and you just move away. And the nice thing about the tub, I think, versus the capsule is that in the tub, like so a lot of the time I laid like this with my feet straight back, and you can lay like that and not touch anything, whereas the capsule you touch the sides a lot more, I think. Um, but it was just a really cool experience. Um, yeah. uh, I'll definitely do it again. I'm definitely gonna gift my wife a float. Um, the owner said the 90 minute, 60 minutes is good. They have a 60-minute option, but the 90-minute option is better because a lot of the whole stress response, it it's hormone based. So, like, if you're only in the float for 60 minutes, there's that. It takes time for the stress hormones to. It takes time to de-stress. So he recommended the 90-minute float, and I'm totally glad I did. Yeah, it was just a really good experience. And does it have it's strange. It's not a deeply researched field yet, but I like to say that if something makes you feel good, then it makes you feel good. Like, it doesn't matter if you who cares about what the research says? Like, I read a lot about I read a lot of studies on sports performance and placebo in cases like that. But I mean, if you think something works, it works. So, but I just it's like a deeper form of meditation, going into a float, and the benefits of meditation are pretty highly established, but the float, like, I don't know, I'm just kind of rambling now, but it was such a cool experience. So if you have a chance to do a float, you know, put it on a gift list or whatever, but take the opportunity because it's a pretty cool experience. And if you're in Rapid City, the Deep Float, just out of downtown, is a super great location. They did a great job with it, and really good people. So I will be going back. My wife will be going for her first float, and yeah, check it out. If you ever floated, drop a comment below. Let me know what you thought. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, how maybe you've gone consistently. Like, it's like a massage for the brain. So yeah, let me know what you think. And as always, you keep running, I'll keep coaching.